Most people journal like this, pouring their thoughts out onto the page with no real structure or objectives. And while this can be beneficial for many things, when it comes to solving problems or discovering new ideas, there's a far more effective method. But before we get started, if you're new here, I'm Ryan. I'm a software engineer based in Boston, and on this channel we explore how to live more optimized, happier, and healthier lives. Let's get into the video. Journaling like a scientist can help you discover new ideas, solve difficult problems, and make better decisions every day. Before you can learn how to journal like a scientist, you first need to learn about something called the scientific method. The scientific method is a way to solve problems by thinking carefully and testing new ideas, and it consists of 5 steps. Let's use Newton's discovery of the laws of gravity and motion as an example. Step number 1, observe. Newton observed falling apples, planets in motion, and how objects behaved on Earth and in the sky, and this captivated his curiosity. Step 2, question your observation. Newton questioned his observations about gravity and planetary motion, and he asked, why do objects fall towards Earth, and what keeps planets in orbit? Step 3, hypothesize. Come up with your best guess at an answer for your question. Back to our example of Newton. Newton proposed that a universal force acts against all objects with mass, which would later be called gravity. Step 4, experiment. This is where you test your hypothesis. Newton did this by applying mathematics, especially calculus, which he developed himself, to test if gravitational laws could explain the fall of an apple, the orbit of the moon, and the motion of the planets. Step 5, the conclusion. Look over your data and come to a conclusion about if your hypothesis is correct or not. Newton found that his formulas worked, and he concluded that the same physical laws apply on Earth and in space, which was a revolutionary insight. Now, what does this have to do with journaling? Well, when we journal, we write things down, and you can journal for any number of reasons, but a lot of times people journal to try to think their way through things, solve problems, or answer questions. And in my personal experience, when I was looking back on my own journals, I would find that in my reflections, I would often just write the same thing over and over and over. Was unproductive today, spent too much time on my phone. Got distracted on my computer today, spent too many hours on YouTube. Watched too much TV today, got distracted. Was unproductive today, again. Tomorrow will be day 1 of super productive. And I kind of just wrote the same things over and over and over again. And I found that I was just reflecting on things without setting up tangible actions for myself to take to try to solve the problems that I was having. Yes, I can write tomorrow will be day 1 of X, but without direct action to take, it doesn't really do much. And that's when I realized that when it comes to solving problems and journaling, there's gotta be a better way. That's when I decided to try applying the scientific method to my everyday life and to the problems I was having, and the results were pretty remarkable. This is what led me to start putting my phone in a bag, locking my phone in a box when I work, sitting on the floor, setting up a dumb phone, blocking all social media on my computer, and so many other things that have had a huge impact on my life. So we already know what the scientific method is and what journaling is, so let's put them together. Let's talk about how you can journal like a scientist. Okay, so just to recap, let's write down the 5 steps. Okay, I apologize for my terrible handwriting. Here's the 5 steps that we're going to follow for the scientific method. Now let's apply this to a problem we're having in our everyday life. Okay, let's say the problem is I'm getting 8 hours of sleep every night, but I'm still tired every day. That is our observation. Now, let's question this. Okay, that's a good question. What is causing my low energy when I get good sleep? Well, let's hypothesize. Okay, so our hypothesis is my low energy is due to a lack of movement and sunlight. Now, let's experiment. Oh my God, my handwriting is terrible. Boom. Now we have 2 experiments. Experiment 1, we're gonna get 20 minutes of sunlight every morning. Experiment 2, we're gonna go for a 30-minute walk every afternoon. Walk. So let's say on March 5th or something was the first day that I went for my walk and got my sunlight in the morning. We'll say higher energy levels today, no crash. 3-6, bad sleep, still good energy levels, right? And we'll continue this for however many days, maybe 7, maybe 10 days. And at the end of our data collection phase, we will come to our conclusion or our analysis of the data. So we'll look over our data. We'll say, okay, my low energy is due to a lack of movement and sunlight. Well, I got higher energy levels today. Well, if we look at our data on all the days that I did the 20 minutes of sunlight and went for my 30-minute walk, even when I didn't have good sleep, I still had higher energy levels. So we can actually conclude that movement and sunlight are impacting my energy levels. And I need them both every day to feel higher energy. Okay, boom. And just like that, we've journaled like a scientist using the scientific method to solve a problem we face in our everyday lives. And if you can't figure out any experiments to do, just simply look up your hypothesis. Go get your experiment from Google. Many people have faced the same problem that you're facing right now, and will have solutions ready to try. The beautiful thing about this is we can use this for any problems we face in our day-to-day lives, or just in general. Your observation could be, I always feel tired at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Question, why am I feeling tired in the mid-afternoon even when I eat a high-protein breakfast? Your hypothesis, you do some Googling about circadian rhythm and adenosine and energy levels. You find that you're drinking caffeine too early when you wake up, so you make an experiment to drink caffeine 1 hour after waking up rather than immediately. You collect data for 10 days and you see if that helps. If not, you go back to the drawing board and you try something else. Here's another problem that I journaled on. My YouTube videos are getting views, but they're not leading to subscribers. That was my observation. Here's my question. Why aren't viewers of my videos subscribing? My hypothesis was maybe I'm not building a personal connection with my viewers. So I tried to be more authentic in my videos. That was my experiment. Be more authentic in 5 videos, see how people react. And I got more subscribers. You can use this for any problem in your life. I feel anxious in the morning. I always forget important tasks in my life. I get sleepy after lunch every day. I feel unfulfilled after going on social media every day. I'm picking up my phone way too much. I always feel rushed in the morning. I feel unsatisfied with the projects I have in my life. I want to start a company, but I can never seem to get started. As you can see, there's an unlimited number of possibilities. And I've used this to help solve problems in my day-to-day life. And it's been hugely helpful. So hopefully it's helpful for you as well. And just like that, now you know how to use the scientific method to journal like a scientist and solve problems you face every single day and discover new ideas. If you found this video helpful, I also made a video about a habit that I discovered using this method that actually reduced my phone pickups by 75% every single day. You can click here if you want to check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.